Lights out, time to run what you brung. They're away in a puff of smoke, and it's a good start for Friab Belay and Nicola Falzaresi. But here comes Oleski on the outside. And the camera's not catching anything. We've got, 5, 6, 7 cars around. Jesper Limpinen's out of the session. And already we've got a full course caution as we head into turn 1. Look at this. Nicola Falzaresi, your pole sitter, all the way down into 13th. What has happened to Nicola? My, how the mighty have fallen. Oleski with a great start. Now, Friab Belay looks like he was involved as well. He's dropped to 8th. It's got Sandro Doulis all over the back of him, and Sandro is bringing Jensen Randall with him, and we've now got a 3-4 car battle for the 4th position. Sandro's got Jensen Randall behind him. Behind him is Luke Smith. And Jensen Randall to the inside of Sandro. Tries to get the power down. Sandro with the more preferred line. He's going to give him a little bit of room. And now it's 3 wide as they come out of that corner. Oh, and Luke Smith's going to barge his way through and push Sandro wide. Harley Collins is retired from the session. Not sure if he had a DNF. Looks like, yep, caution flag flies. Sector 1, 2, and 3, full course caution. Harley Collins on his SRL debut, done for the day. So Oleski back under power, and away we go. And Jensen Randall already trying to make a move on Vincenzo Torri, gets around him. As they head into turn 1, Jensen Randall up into 2nd. Vincenzo Torri down on 3rd. Cameron Weston Edwards is 4th, bringing along Luke Smith, followed by Sandro Doulis, Nicola Falzaresi, Dion Stahl, and it looks like Friab Belay trying to make a move on him. And Friab to the inside of Dion, and he's going to make that work. That's for the 9th position, and here comes Logan Aron behind him. I'm sorry, that's Logan Aron. He's going to pick up the 10th position. Tim Ventic has moved his way up into 8th. And Tim Ventic with a great run coming out of the corner. It looks like we might have a little bit of sprinkles in the sky. Rain starting to fall here at Singapore, and there you see it on the onboard. It's just starting to come down. And a great run there. Tim Ventic going to try and get to the inside of Falzaresi. They're side by side as they come out of there. And here's Friab Belay. And it's a drag race down the straightaway. Friab Belay is going to try and make it 3 wide. He thought about it. He thought about it hard. And they're still side by side. And they're going to run themselves into the wall. Very close there by Tim Ventic and Nicola Falzaresi. This is a 4-car battle now. Friab Belay on the outside of Tim Ventic. And Falzaresi has to cut the corner. Oh, and they make contact. Meanwhile, Jensen Randall, we didn't catch it, but Jensen Randall made his way around Oleski for the top spot, and we've got cars diving into the pits. Does anybody stay out? Looks like that's Logan Aron. Logan Aron is going to gamble and stay out under the wet conditions on the slicks. The question is going to be, how many positions does Logan lose in this exchange? Jensen Randall will become your leader, followed by Luke Smith. Logan is back up and running. Here comes Cameron Weston Edwards. Oh, and he's not going to be able to get out in front of Tim Ventic. The gamble didn't pay off like he thought it would, and he's now come out in the 9th position. Oh, and Tim Ventic, he almost gives him the chrome horn, and now they're side by side. Tim's going to push him wide. And Cameron's certainly not going to appreciate that. Oh, and Cameron, Tim Ventic gets spun. Maybe a little bit of retaliation there. And here you see this 5-car battle, and caution flag flies sector 1, 2, and 3. We got a virtual safety car. Is this for Dion Stahl?
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Now the question becomes, how bad does the weather get? Does anybody switch to full wets? And it looks like Dion Stahl did come in, get a new set of tires, and he's going to be on the full wets. Tim Ventic all the way back in the 11th position now. Oh, and it looks like we've got a car around. That's Nicolo Falzarezzi's going around under the safety car. He lost the back end, and he bends it into the wall, loses his front wing. Oleski is going to take the gamble. He's going to dive in. Who's going with him? Looks like Vincenzo Torri, Logan Aron, Sandro Doulis, Friab Bile, Ivan Brito, Nicolo Falzarezzi all diving into the pits. Meanwhile, Tim Ventic and Dion Stahl have already made their pit stops to switch over to full wet. So this is going to bump Tim back up. And Tim is now going to be in front of Logan Aron. So the championship swings again in favor of Tim Ventic. And we are back under green flag conditions here. And a great start by Luke Smith as he's trying to get to the inside of Jensen Randall. He's not going to be close enough to make a move. Almost loses the back end. You see how squirrely it is, and these guys are still on the intermediates. Meanwhile, Cameron Weston Edwards, he's on the wet tires. He's going to try and get to the outside of Luke Smith for the second position. And he is going to take that spot. And it looks like Tim Ventic is losing a position out to Luke Smith is losing another spot. And it looks like Oleski was the one that made the position up on that. And Cameron Weston Edwards to the front on the full wets. And here comes Oleski with him. And the rain is starting to lighten up, it looks like. Oh, and here comes Logan Aron, gets to the inside of Tim Ventic. That's for the third position. And it looks like Oleski's trying to do the same. They're now 2 by 2 as they head into the corner. Oleski's to the outside of Cameron Weston Edwards. Edwards trying to hang tough. He's not going to have the preferred line. Oh, and look at this. Oleski all the way to the inside, down to the wall, and he's going to make the move. And here comes Logan Aron trying to make that position. Oh, and Cameron gets a little bit power hungry there, and he just got the power down, lost the back end, and Cameron Weston Edwards is going to fall back into the fourth position, unfortunately for him. Oleski back out in front. Oh, Cameron has dived in for a fresh set of tires is what's going on there. And it looks like he has switched to the intermediates. And Logan gets a good run coming out of that corner. They're going to go side by side down into the next corner here. And this is where Logan is going to push Oleski wide. And Ivan Brito is retired from the session. This time it is not because of a desync. This is a full course caution. Once again, Ivan Brito has crashed out of this race. And this is going to be huge for Logan Aron.
Yellow flag. There's been an incident on track, but officials aren't looking to...
The track is still a little wet, but if we hop on board with Luke, the rain has pretty much stopped. So we've talked about it, the heat and the humidity here in Singapore. This track could very easily dry out in a couple of laps, and we would have another changeover to another set of tires. A caution flag in Sector 2, and it looks like that might be Nicolo Falzarezzi as we go back to green flag racing. And Falzarezzi, again, under safety car conditions, has bent it and put it into the wall. And Logan is off to the races. They're back to green flag racing. Friab Bile trying to get around the outside of Luke Smith for the third position. Who's going to gamble first and head into the pits? And it looks like it's going to be Oleski. He's going to dive in first. We're on lap 24 of 31. Luke Smith is going to take over the second position, and it looks like there's a whole slew of cars coming with him. Friab Bile. Oh, and Luke Smith picks up a 3-second timing penalty heading into turn 1, so that's going to cost him. So Oleski, Friab Bile, Sandro Doulis all come in and switch over to slicks. Looks like they're going to be probably on the medium tires, I would have to take a guess. Oh, and a crossover move here. And Nicolo Falzarezzi has retired from the session, and safety car. So Vincenzo Torri becomes your race leader, followed by Jensen Randall, Cameron Weston Edwards. Logan Aron comes out of the pits in fourth position. Safety car in, back to green flag racing, and Well, maybe Vincenzo is playing some games with everybody. He started to go, and then he woed up real quick. And now Jensen Randall's going to easily get to the inside of him to take that position. Cameron Weston-Edwards trying to hold off Luke Smith for the third position. Here comes Logan Aron. Tries to cut the inside. He's trying to pick up the 2-for-1 deal, but he's not going to be able to make it work. Luke Smith's still going to try and get to the inside of Cameron Weston-Edwards. Not going to be able to make it work. Oh, and there's a contact. Logan Aron, Luke Smith, Tim Ventic. Oleski's involved in that as well. And somehow Logan Aron comes out on top, still in the fourth position. Caution flag flies sector 2, and there's going to be some guys with some wing damage. Tim Ventic down to 6th. Free Abile is in 8th. That's unfortunate for him. Meanwhile, Cameron Weston-Edwards is in 3rd, trying to close that gap down to Vincenzo Torri to pick up the 2nd position. Oh, and there's contact. And again, Cameron Weston-Edwards is not one to be pushed around. And the DRS slot open for Tim Ventic and Luke Smith. Luke's going to get to the inside. Cameron needs to let him go. He just needs to stay within 3 seconds over the next couple of laps. He's going to try and make Tim work the outside. And these guys have already, well, this is Logan, I should say. Cameron's going to lose out that position, unfortunately. Jensen Randall coming out of the final couple of corners, picking up another win. Started from the back, worked his way through the conditions, all the way to the front. Here comes Vincenzo Torri. A great race ran by Vincenzo. He's going to pick up 2nd position. Here comes Logan Aron. He's going to finish 3rd.